their job, but I know who's responsible for the Democrats, and I call them Democrats because they feed off of us while doing nothing for us. That's right. Guess who's responsible for them keeping their jobs? We are. We are. For the past 60 years, the Democrats have existed off of the black vote. They will not exist without us. And yet we are heading to the point of economic and political extinction because of them. Now, when these issues are brought up, they come to us with excuses. When we say reparations is owed to descendants of American slaves, the people whose ancestors were promised but never received their 40 acres and a mule, they start what Tariq Nasheed says, splaining. They start to say, well, you know, we can't do any policies for you based on race. That's one excuse they like to say. Don't fall for it. Reparations is not done based on race. Reparations is done based on lineage and political status. Now, let me give you some examples. The Catawba Native Americans in South Carolina, a tribe that was formerly enslavers, they just received 20 acres of land. 911 families, people who are family members, descendants of those killed during the 9/11 attack, they get resources from the government. Illegal immigrants right now, as we speak, receive billions of dollars from the government to clothe and feed for them. One estimate says they spend as much as $8 million a day feeding and clothing illegal immigrants.
What the fuck do that got to do with reparations?
Have received $60 billion, and as of yesterday, they've given them another $400 million.
Right, he on code.
So when they tell us they can't do it,
I don't care who he's sleeping with. Don't you got a motherfucking mate? Worry about that shit.
For everyone else, and right now, as we speak, they're making more promises to other groups. If you have a child, and your child decides, decides that he or she wants to be a she or a he, the Democrats are saying, hey, we can do that. Right now, our country has taken
no problem with what he talking about.
5 million illegal immigrants since the start of this administration. That's putting a strain on resources on the state level, the municipal level, and the federal level. But the Democrats will say, hey, that's good, we can take them too. The Democrats will say that abortion is a black issue,
and he not.
that there should be nothing more important to us than aborting our beautiful black children. Exactly. And they have sworn to protect women's rights. But who the hell is protecting FBA's rights?
That's right.
Exactly.
Black FBA women.
They say they can't do anything specific for us, but this nation has done specific policies against us for centuries, okay? Chattel slavery was done specifically to us on the municipal level, the state level, but even the federal level. The Fugitive Slave Act, the Dred Scott decision.
Yeah.
Okay? After slavery, we had Jim Crow. We had redlining. When slavery ended, we were not just freed, but as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, we was freed to hunger and famine and terrorism. Our black Wall Streets that we managed to build from nothing burnt to the ground. Now, I was in a conversation with someone who is from Haiti, and I love Haiti, a beautiful country. I visited there, and I have nothing against Haiti. But he was talking about how his parents, grandparents came here, and from nothing, they were able to achieve a middle-class life. And I said to him, should I be impressed? My people from nothing built not just one, not just two, not just 3, 4, 5, but over 50 black Wall Streets. I've never seen any other group do that. Give it up for our people. Give it up for our people. Give it up for our people.
Yeah.
So, this country, again, has done policies specifically against us. But when it's time for them to repair the specific wrongs they've done to us, now they want to tell us they don't see color. Now they want to tell us that we're all human beings. I don't give a damn what you see or don't see, but I know what I see. I see my people suffering every single day, and I'm sick of it. Sick of it.
Salt life, eat a dick.
Now, I want to address some things here. We do have an issue in our community with people believing that
Eat a dick,
the
salt
answer
life.
lies in us building an economic base. And who can argue against that? We do need to build the economic base. I support black businesses. I support group economics. But don't let anyone tell you that the government is not the answer, okay? When white America was filled with poverty and homelessness, do you know what this government did? In 1861, Abraham Lincoln signed the Homestead Act. They gave away almost 300 million acres of land to European immigrants, to white Americans,
5%.
some who were former Confederates that fought against the nation. They gave them land while giving black Americans nothing but poverty, okay? $10 trillion given primarily to white Americans. When World War I ended and millions of veterans returned from overseas, there were plenty of white veterans that were impoverished and on the streets. When World War II started, the president at that time, Roosevelt, said, we cannot have a repeat of that. So do you know what they did? The GI Bill that gave over $2 trillion
my
to
granddaddy
roughly
ain't get that
16
either.
million white Americans, allowing them to become homeowners, allowing them to go to school, allowing them to get a pension. They did the Social Security Act. They did the Labor Union Act. There is no group in this country that has ever gotten the wealth they've had because they simply pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. Okay? Don't let them tell you they have. Japanese Americans are one of the richest demographics in our nation. They got reparations.
Yes, they did.
Chinese Americans, when they first started coming here en masse, they came to finish the railroads that our people had already largely built. Remember that.
Why they try to take the damn credit?
But not only they were paid for their labor, but not only were they paid for their labor, they were giving land, which today are the Chinatowns. So, at that same time, we were getting land taken from us. The number one cause of lynch mobs was not false accusations against a black man, it was black land theft, okay? Always remember that. So when someone comes to us and they say the government is not the answer, tell them to shut their damn mouths, okay? The government is the answer. And when it comes to descendants of American slaves, freemen, which is our congressional term, or foundational black America, which is a social term, when it comes to us, now the government better be the answer because they sure as hell have been the problem. Now.
Keep going, brother. Keep going. We got you.
Now, we cannot and we will not accept any excuses from any politician. The Democrats will have you believe that if you vote for the Republicans, because I'm not a fan of either one, that our hope of reparations is never going to happen. Well, I say for the past 60 years, we've been voting for the Democrats. Y'all seen reparations happen yet? Okay. The answer is not to feel enslaved to any party. The answer is not to feel beholden to any party. The answer is to feel beholden to policy. Okay? Say it with me. Policy always, party never. Say it with me. Policy always, party never.
Do y'all get what he's saying?
Now, when we go to the Democrats and we say, hey, our people are suffering, our people are hurting, they don't like to say, well, what about the Republicans? You ask the Republicans? That was really interesting to me. You tell us the Republicans are bad. We believe you. You tell us that the Republicans won't do anything for us, and we believe you. And then we vote for you. But then when we go to you to hold you accountable for our votes, you say to us, why don't you go to the Republicans? Because you just told us not to. If I go to McDonald's and I get a Big Mac, and my Big Mac is undercooked, what the hell do I look like going across the street to Burger King? If I buy a TV set from Walmart and the TV is defective, does it make one bit of damn sense to go across the street to Target? You see, the party that gets the vote is the party that gets the smoke. Remember that. Now. You see, you're not going to have it both ways. You're not going to have it both ways where you get the vote, but you don't want to get the accountability. Okay? Also, let's deal with another lie. I heard Tariq and I heard a few people up here shut down some myths and rebuttals against reparations. But there's one that people like to say, well, we can't afford that. Let me explain something to you. If you borrow $50 from me and you say you're going to pay me next week, and I come to you to get my $50, is it my responsibility to figure out how you are going to pay? No. That's your problem. Okay? But the good news is, the United States of America is what we call a monetary sovereign, meaning they can generate as much currency as they need. Don't ever believe this government has no money. America can never run out of money. The only thing that limits what America can spend is inflation. But even with that, check this out. People like to say if you put too much money into the economy, you'll cause hyperinflation. That is historically inaccurate. I'm going to give y'all 3 examples of when this government has spent the most money. Number 1, the New Deal. Roosevelt spent trillions of dollars to provide jobs for struggling Americans, to avert homelessness. And guess what it did? It saved the American economy and brought us out of the Great Depression. Number 2, when President Obama got in office and we was going through the Great Recession, this government spent $29 trillion to bring our economy from the brink of another depression. Number 3, this was more recent. When the COVID-19 came, Donald Trump spent over $3 trillion. You know what I didn't hear anyone say? No one asked, what about the debt? No one asked, what about the debt when this country was
LVZ out here. Freedom Park. Let me get y'all. Look, that was gangster. I had the DC flag right behind me though. Hey, Dave, I had this. There you go. Why the DC flag like right behind me? Why the DC flag behind me though? And this shot like it's right over. That's what I'm talking about. LVZ. It's only fitting that the DC flag be waving right over my head since I'm born and raised here. And this, you know, all my family is here at the city or coming into the city, you see. A gathering of the family. What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? It's gonna be a little more, it's more people headed down here. Let me see if Tori and that is down. I know he catching the subway down this jump. I found parking, but of course, I don't recommend nobody try to do what I did because I know where to park. What's happening, fam? Recommend nobody do the shit I did. I know exactly where to park. See security on deck. I'm quite sure there's gonna be plenty of peckerwoods out here looking. Hey, what are the Negroes doing? What's going on? My brother Dave, he came with me. He gonna be filming. He got his tripod with him. You know, I always got my phones on deck because somebody might call me. Got people with the FBA rally shirt. There you go, right there.
Hey,
What up, bro?
what's going on?
I ain't shit, man.
I saw you had went live and
What's
I was like,
happening,
what's going on,
Afro?
brother? How's it going, brother?
What's up, bro? OVZ, man. Just hit. I'm with Tori and Rain and Afro Elite now. And I had the beautiful, look, I had the best motherfucking sight ever though when I started. My brother Dave was sitting over there. We was sitting. I said, bruh, why I go live? The DC flag was just flying right over.
behind.
That shit was beautiful. That's the way I'm supposed to go live.
Right.
They know who it is. Right. Man. How you got here? Everything
Yeah,
was straight?
everything was cool. I got here Thursday morning. I've been kind of just chilling, you know.
If y'all can y'all hear me? So it went out. I'll come back in. I think you guys can hear me. I don't know why this not working. Because it's plugged directly straight into it. But yeah, connection request, connect. It's a little crazy. You can be heard too. But when they come in with the stream, I'll come back in. My bad. I think I found another stream, so I'm about to go ahead and try to put it on now. So just give me a second.
the how you get reparations, or the why you should get reparations, I came to talk about the who. Somebody say the how. Well, why is Sister Tesla, I know y'all like to say sister and brother, so I'm speaking to why is Sister Tesla talking about the how? Well, because Sister Tesla got a decade plus of receipts on actual successful accomplishments.
Yeah, I actually went to go. I got a video I already posted earlier. Well, I went over there. The FBA, the Hebrew Israelite guy was telling me I wasn't black. He's like, "Where you from? Africa?" I just kept saying Africa. He was trying to convince me I'm not African.
Meaning, I had
that video's up. Y'all can go check that out.
On exactly how to move policy, receipts on exactly what it means in order to get these folks to pay attention. It's not just about Twitter Spaces. It's those who are willing to do this in real places. Give yourself some love for going beyond the Twitter space and being in a real place. A lot of folks don't like me because I stand with Tariq. Can I just explain to you that we don't always agree on everything, but one thing we agree on is that I'm a rider. And what does it mean to be a rider? It means that I get it. I know on social media y'all go buy 2 hot wings and a pepper and $85.99. Sister got back $25.29. But my real government name is Tesla Figaro. You cross the T and you dot the I in Figaro. That means that I'm willing to dox my damn self. To be crystal clear about where I stand. And this ain't no disrespect to nobody here. I'm speaking to those in the camera that have been talking about. Let me do a side angle so they can get a good angle.
I don't even know if Tariq's gonna talk. Maybe he'll talk last.
To the ones in the camp, on Twitter Space that's been running their mouth. While you running your mouth under hidden names, while you running your mouth without a clear decade plus of standing for our people, like I have on Fox News, MSNBC, Revolt Black News, The Hill. I ain't bragging, I'm just telling you what it is. Because they can say what they want to say about me, but you cannot dispute the receipts. You don't have to like everybody I'm on the stage with, whether it's Tariq or anybody else. But at the end of the day, we share a common goal, which is willing to be able to dox yourself and let these people know where you stand. It requires being able to have a few death threats. It requires having drones over your head. I'll put it on Twitter when y'all saw me giving a speech and the drone was over my head and I never flinched. You know how some of y'all say, I don't want to give my name because they're going to know who I am. Well, see, I give my name, so that means me and you different. That means we do it different. We ain't the same. I love you, but we ain't the same. Those of you on Twitter that's been running your mouth.
Like a brick.
See, it takes a lot more
Thick
to
like
stop
a
me
brick.
from being here behind somebody talking on Twitter. Push the line is what I came to talk to you guys about, which is politics until something happens. It requires politics like you heard our brother Marcel talk about. It requires, if you don't want to vote for the person on Tuesday, then the question is, who is going to run on Wednesday?
No, it's not a sausage fest. It's a whole bunch of women. No, man, it's more women than
Who's going to be the
men.
digital content manager? Who's going to be the publicist? Who's going to be the campaign manager? You must, in order to push reparations or anything else that you're interested in, you must actually be the power that you're trying to change.
Yo, the Hebrew Israelites are trying their best
to a lot of
be
the
as loud
folks
as
in
they
the
possibly
elite
can.
that said they don't get it, they don't understand, that ain't nothing changing between now and Tuesday with these candidates. That might be true, but I got news for you. What's changing between now and Tuesday is now they know we ain't fucking around. I know we got babies in the house, but I had to say that there is something that's changing between now and Tuesday, and they see through these sea of people that ain't nobody playing with you no more. On June in the breakfast, I did the Breakfast Club in June, and I said, I'm not getting on another stage, including a lot of my friends that y'all don't like, and that's cool. I'm Tez and I'm solo dolo, I stand by myself. said in June, I'm not getting on another stage unless it's a stage to call out Joe Biden and this administration. And it ain't no disrespect to my other friends in the movement, because I got love for them. Everybody do something different. But the reason I'm here is because Tariq had the audacity to get on this stage and call people out by name. The push the line training is about politics until something happens. Push. If you look at the logo, you see each person is pushing the P, the L, the I, the N, the E. That means that you push the line in whatever way that you can. You are not focused on what the person on the left is doing, what the person on the right is doing. You're focused on what you can do. What can you do in order to move the ball forward?
Yeah, it's maybe
Critics have
closer
said,
to like
well, you got to be able to vote for people, to put people in office, or it's not gonna never happen. Well, I got news for some of those critics. I'm not gonna say their name because it's already been said. I got news for some of those critics. The current administration, most of the elected officials that are in office, they ain't doing this no way. So we are done begging. It is time to boss.
I just want to know how we're gonna boss if we ain't got no damn money.
I'm not gonna stand here and say it's a strategy. You got some people that say don't vote, no tangible. I'm telling you, my strategy is to get people to run for office in local elections.
That's smart.
State elections.
That's the move right there.
You're not going to change their mind. They've already been bought. It is time for us to vote.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's a strategy. That's a strategy.
In California, the reparations
Local politics. That's what we need to do. Take over local politics.
Issue.
Forget the national politics.
While the federal government is still trying to decide if they're going to do a study or not, California's already doing it. Who is running in the state of California in 2024 to actually vote on that?
Exactly. That's the key.
It can't just be Marcel. It's just one.
Yeah, Tariq's here.
10 or 15 of
He's
you
walking
should
around
be in
taking
my
pictures in
next
the back.
training to figure out how do I run for office to actually get the job done. When that study's released in June and they educate the public on the finding, I want to know how many going to be announcing their candidacy in June. Win, lose, or draw. There you go. This is how you push the line. And then I want to know who's going to help them run that campaign. No matter where you live, you can run somebody's campaign. The devil is a lie. No matter where you live, you can contribute your gifts and your talent to put people in office. Even if they lose, you still win. It's called a disruptor candidate. Even if they lose, you are still winning. And you should be preparing for that now. While you're talking about me on Twitter space, you should be recruiting somebody to run in the state of California for 2024.
No, boy can walk. No, he ain't speaking.
While some of you are talking about how you're the only
He
one
might
that
be
can
he might
talk
be the
about
second to the
scholar,
last one out.
some of you
Soon
need to
he
be
be the
talking
last
about
one
boots on the ground
to speak
and who's
before
going
Tariq.
to run in California. Who's going to run with Marcel? Who's going to be the state rep to get behind Marcel? Who's going to be the city council? Who's going to be the
I don't
dog
even know,
catcher
honestly.
to actually
I think I've
wake
seen it
these
on
people
like
up and
YouTube,
put fear
Twitter
in
beats.
them? This is called awareness, a rally,
not
and
quite
it's very
sure.
important to have that a part of the strategy. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. They needed to see your face and not your avatar. Thank you. They needed to see your face.
I'm at 36 power, so I'm staying live as long as I can. I ain't gonna be able to get the whole thing.
And then the next step is they need to see you organize. You want to really scare them, start writing. Don't just write their name on the ballot on election day. I need some of y'all to write y'all name on the ballot before election day so people can actually vote for you for real, for real. If you're interested in the training, I want you to take your phone out. I'm going to give you the number to text in a second. In September, Jay told you about it. Christy, shout out to Christy, one of the trainers that I brought. It was a nonpartisan training. We don't talk about issues. We don't talk about agendas. We don't talk about Democrat or Republican. We simply give you the tools. Step 1, step 2, step 3, this is how you run. This is what you need to do. There's 5 components to it. Campaign roles and responsibilities. Campaign compliance, meaning actually having your paperwork done. Campaign planning, campaign management, and community coalition building. Some of my haters need to know how to build a coalition instead of just being an agent of chaos. if you're serious about reparations. We had 300 people show up in Atlanta at 7 a.m. Thank you, Juicy. 7 a.m. They said wasn't nobody gonna show up. They said it's raining outside. Can I tell you they was there at 7 a.m. through 12 hours of training, being about the business.
Nah, it wouldn't be no way to plug it up anyway.
Black business. I did another online one in October. I'm gonna offer those same 5
I've been here
classes
since 12,
online.
so I've been recording for like 3
I'm coming
hours.
to some of your cities.
I already went to my job and charged my phone up once, and it's my second time coming back out here, but
so that you
recording
can
like
get
this
the
sucks
tools
up a lot of
to
power
actually
on your phone
organize.
when you're going live on your phone.
We need 527s. That's a super PAC. I've been encouraging somebody to start a super PAC. This is the kind of stuff that some of the people that's criticizing y'all don't want y'all to know. They'd rather just continue to say, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I'm here to spill the tea. 527. Who's going to start a 527? A super PAC. That's what Bernie Sanders did. That was why he was able to shake up politics. You ain't got to like Bernie Sanders. I've checked him myself publicly. But I'm telling you, it's a recipe to it. It's what the Tea Party did. You got to have a 527. If you don't like the no bucking, no vote campaign, then where are our commercials to counter that? Donate your money to a 527.
I know, right?
Somebody
I wish I had a power bank, but I lost
outside
it.
Of this, where you
I
can
don't know where that
support
jump
your
was. I was trying to
candidates.
prepare
Not
for
just
coming down here,
financially,
but this is the
but
best
also
I can do.
support them with advertisement. If you're going to spend 20 hours a day on Twitter space, then somebody need to have a 527 so that those numbers count.
They've already had more speakers than advertised on the
local leaders,
on the flyer.
We've been able to touch 50,000
So that kind of killed my phone.
We've been able to engage.
My recording
we
time.
took a poll. 60% of people believe in reparations. We can create our own poll, but you need a 527 in order to back that up. And then you mix it with your awareness. You mix it with your rallies.
If you hear and you ain't like the channel, please like the channel, please.
All those
Hit
things
that
are
like button.
important. But if you are not trying to organize on the local and the state level, nothing changes. Yes, you want to criticize current leadership. You want to tell them, be about us or else. But at the same time, you have to be able to put somebody in office, a brand new person that has not been bought. Don't let them tell you, you got a bad background, you can't do it. I got Regina Hill elected in Orlando, Florida. She was arrested 21 times. Somebody say 21. See, those are receipts. They can't talk about the receipts on Twitter space. Regina Hill, I was her campaign man, her communications director, did it from out of town. She was arrested 21 times with a felony, and she won her very first time running for office against 7 other candidates. So don't let them tell you.
She talking about some real shit. Like, they got some people talking about some real shit.
If you're interested in
good.
the training, and then I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna close. You text push the line, PUSH, the line, THELINE. Push the line.
Yeah, but these people are not FBA. That's the thing about it. This is not really an FBA.
I don't want nothing
as far
from
as
you.
the
Let me
code is
deal with
concerned.
that
This
right
is just
quick.
the title
I
of
don't
the
want
rally.
your
But these
Cash
people
App. You can keep
they're African Americans. They're not. They just
Push
talk
the
about
line
regular
to
African American stuff. And these people who are speaking are not FBA either.
If you follow
They're
Juicy
just
on Twitter,
they're their own
you can
thing.
follow her,
They're
you can
African
follow me,
Americans,
and it's right
different
at the top.
different
Let me go ahead and end
people
this
that got their own
confusion
thing
before they
going
make
on.
it up. The training is free.
I say the crowd is probably about 2,000 between
I say
it's between 1,500 to 3,000. 3,000 generously. No more than 3,000, but it's probably somewhere around in the 2,000 range.
I went to Yale Campaign School for Women. I got the game, and I'm bringing it back to you. I went to the White House Project. I got the game, and I'm bringing it back to you. I went to Ruthless. You name it. Emily's List. All of the top trainings in the country, and there has yet to be one that speaks to people like me and you. I've worked on campaigns on the local, the state, and the national. I've called out elected officials, including Bernard Sanders, who was my former employee. I'm the only one that sued his movement for anti-black racism. Put my name on. It's important that these receipts are out here because a lot of y'all been listening to people that don't know me. And you can listen to that foolishness, or you can look up the receipts on their own. While they texting and typing, I was suing Bernard.
Yeah, they got
and won.
You can see it's a whole bunch of
Let me say it one more time. And won, in case y'all didn't get that. And I did it by myself. the revolution. So who gonna put their name and go against?
Yeah,
the whole
Tariq's there.
movement?
Tariq's there. He's in the back.
So this is why I talk the shit I do with my chest all the way out. And it's not to minimize nobody. I'm really speaking to those that's been trying to minimize me. I don't give a damn about you. Because I get real death threats on real FBI lists. So you got to know a Twitter space it will never discourage me from speaking to my people. But I did want to put that out there for those of you that are interested in the truth.
For sitting on the step.
And I'm with you, Lord.
All right,
man, come on. We ain't looking good up here today. Can I just had to say that. They call me Sister Double Cheeked Up. Anyway,
I had to tell this dude to follow rules. He want to sit on the thing. The rules is don't sit down. He want to cause problems.
but no, but I'm gonna say this, and then I really
Come on, man. There's plenty of places to sit right here. Some people just cause problems just because they can't get their own personal way. This dude right here.
Where the after party is, drinks on me. I'm paid
That guy right there. Mad because he can't sit down. Just sit your ass down over there somewhere.
Drinks on me. Y'all ain't used to that, are you? Y'all ain't used to that. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Y'all follow me. Y'all know how I do. Anyway, when I say people like you and I want to explain to you what that is and why this is so important today. You may have, and I don't want to offend anybody's religion. Your religion is what your religion is, but I got to speak from my heart on what moves me and how I get up every day and how I do this fight with both parents in the ground without having any muscle behind me, without ever having a booker, a manager, an agent.
Have a good day.
Nobody in my family was in politics. Shout out to Chrissy who told the story. She's one of our trainers, by the way, who told the story about her parents that put her in the game. Didn't nobody put me in the game. I was on Suwoo business, on Crip business.
No, they didn't. Nothing like Contract with America. This lady right here, who's speaking, actually had the most tangible techniques. Her whole thing is get into local politics,
We can organize
run
in
candidates,
politics.
open super PACs, actual
What
stuff
I
we
learned
actually
is
need to do.
stand 10 toes down
So
with everybody against
she's
me.
actually talking some good stuff.
What I learned is that I've been called to speak, whether you like my language or not, whether you like my background or not. What I've learned is that I've been called for a time such as this, and if you are here now, you too have been called. I'm not talking about a career, because if I was going to sell out, Fox News offered me the bag for the last 7 years, and I ain't never took a dime from Fox News. Now y'all go tweet that. Not one dime. I got to put that on the record. When I say you and I, now if I'm wrong about this, if your religion or your spirituality says, Tesla, you're wrong about that, I don't believe in the Most High. Well, guess what? If I'm wrong, then we don't have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, basically.
If what I'm about to say is
There's
wrong,
no
then that
singular.
means when
There's no
it's all
singular
said and
message
done, we'll
here.
disappear.
It's just people
And
with their
we'll just
own
go into the
agendas,
atmosphere.
you know, that they
But what
do
if
in their
I'm
own
right?
camps, getting the opportunity to speak and talk
What
about
if
their
I'm
own
right about what I'm
their
about
own
to tell you?
things.
You may have heard people talk about the wheat and the tare.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
wheat and the tares. Anybody heard about it? Anybody grandma ever told them about it? Did they ever say it'd be times like this? Do you know what times like this is? Do you realize you are going through what the elders told us about? The New International Version gives it to you this way, and this is how I like to quote it. A lot of people say Willie D said, "Oh, Tesla, you one of the GOATs, you one of the greatest of our time." You always see people hashtagging GOAT, 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 greatest of our time. Can I talk to you a moment about the sheep? The Bible says that it will separate the wheat from the tare. But the International Version says that when it's all said and done, there's going to be a moment when you're going to have to be accountable for what you did. Not challenging me on Twitter space, but accountable for what you have done.
No, they're completely concentrating
and the same
on
way I see this crowd,
African Americans and reparations for African Americans.
They
They're
say
staying
it's
on.
gonna
They're staying
divide
on message
down
at least
the
when
middle.
it comes to that.
and it will be a separation from the sheep and the goat. I know y'all want to be the goat. I know y'all want to be the greatest of all time, but I need to talk to you about what it is to be a sheep. And a sheep don't mean go along sheep don't mean fold when they come against you like a lot of our brothers and sisters are having to deal with in the media. A sheep don't mean I'm just going to do whatever they say. A sheep is about the shepherd's business. And the question will be asked, have you been about the shepherd's business? Do you know what the shepherd's business is? That's about the least of these. When I was in prison, did you come see me? When I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was lost, did you find me? When I was homeless, did you give me a place to lay my head? That's the shepherd's business. Some of you are agents of chaos. You're doing the work of the enemy. But I came to speak in your life for those who are about doing the shepherd's business and the work of God, God's true people. And if you are about the shepherd's business, then you will find yourself doing the work even when don't nobody stand by you. You'll find yourself doing the work when they talk about you on Twitter. You'll find yourself doing the work when that HR manager call you in the job and say, was that you on social media? Yeah. I know y'all don't want to put your real name out there because I know you got something to lose, but you're talking to a bride that lost it all. So I moved different because I don't have no problem being an Uber driver. I didn't have no problem going to sell shoes at dealers.
The five of the Liberal Party, the five? Is that what you meant?
We need people doing different things, but you do need to donate to organizations that are out because you need money. I'm just telling you my role. And when you are called and that question is asked, what do you do? What are you going to tell them? You're not going to be able to say, well, I inboxed Tariq and he never got to me. I told Tesla, but she never followed up. You don't have to raise your hand, but where are my fellas in the building? I need you in the building. I need some street brothers in the building. I need some brothers that if they do another insurrection, I need to know some of y'all locked and loaded and it's going to be old and popping. That's the type of men I like to keep around me. Yeah, they was hiding under the tables. I need to know where my riders is at. If you ain't got a felony, at least one felony, you're not my type. I'm just telling you what it is. It's something about them anyway. The goodness of the Lord. Yeah, ladies, they different. I'm not gonna go there, but y'all make sure y'all follow my podcast. I go there, ladies. I tell you just how different they are. But we need real soldiers, guys, that are really about being about the work. You hear people talk about allies. You hear people talk about accomplices. I talk about soldiers. That's why I got my soldier pants on. Allies are cool. You need them. But allies switch it up. If you from the hood, then you know anybody can be an ally. And then when them fans go knocking, and it's time to start talking, they switch it up. That's why I don't do allies. We need allies, though. I don't like accomplices either. Because an accomplice can be riding on the side of me and I could be the one putting in work. And the accomplice is going to tell a different story when we go in that back room and people start talking to you. Raise your hand if you know anybody about an accomplice that flipped on you. Maybe I'm the only one. I thought I was talking to the FBA. Maybe I'm the only one. Y'all bougie now? Y'all part of the bourgeois, whatever y'all be saying. I thought I was talking to the FBA. But it's something about a soldier that also put their fingerprints on the trigger. Quick story. For those of you that watch Boys in the Hood, if you haven't, leave now. That's a classic. But do y'all remember how remember when Trey said he was about that business? Remember? He was swinging at the air. Had blood on his shirt. All up in Nia Long's area, crying and saying he needed to get a little piece just to help him get over. Y'all remember? When it was time to put in work, he defied his daddy. He jumped out the window and said, I'm about that business. Y'all remember? But when it was time to be about the business, shout out to our brother Ice Cube. Oh no, it wasn't just a coincidence. When it was time to be about the business, what did Trey say? Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Doughboy! Let me out! Let me out! See, it sounded good and looked good until it was time to use your first name. It sounded good. It looked good. He had the costume on. The homies, we love when people come to the costume after the funeral. That they show up with their full costume gear on, but we'll never see him putting in no work. It sounded good until it was time to put in work. And you notice how Ice Cube turned to our brother and looked at him with that look like we knew you wasn't about this business anyway.
Yeah, he spoke.
And he went on ahead and let him after Carr. I need you to let people in your life after Carr. I need you to be comfortable going by yourself. I need you to be the Ice Cube in the movie and be willing to put in work by yourself. And when you go put in work, just like in the movie, I need you to get up out the car, because he could have just put in work, but he got out the car and he did it face to face, so you can know exactly who did what. That's the type of soldiers I'm looking for. Because it was never meant for Trey to be a soldier. He needed to go on to Morehouse. We need our scholars. Y'all go on with y'all book reading self. We need our scholars. But we need some cubes too. We need some riders too. By the way, street men read more books than all of y'all, but I'll leave that for another conversation. But we need some cubes that's willing to put in the work. And the work ain't about chattering, tweeting on your belly on Twitter with your legs all crossed up. This how they be doing. I wish I could get on this floor and show you how they be doing. Bring back men that know how to stand up. Stop tweeting on your belly. Crying and tweeting all day long. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Bring the real G's back from the 90s. I need you to be okay being by yourself. Because look around you, family, you're not alone. You may be alone in your city. You may be the only one in your family. You may be the only one that you feels by yourself. This work is an isolating business. Yeah. Do you know that it's designed to make you feel alone? It's designed to make you feel like you by yourself. It's designed to make you give up. If you can't handle a Twitter bashing, what the hell can I do with you when it comes to doing real power? My grandmother was a bus driver, and she would tell me, the bus ain't stopping for you. She wanted me to be ready at a certain time. Even my grandma wasn't going to circle the block to come get me, because what she was teaching me was the discipline to be ready. I'm not Harriet Tubman. I'm not coming back to get none of it. Let me say it again in case y'all didn't get it. I'm not Harriet Tubman. I'm not coming back to get you. Because if you don't know you don't want to be free in 2022, you ain't gonna never know. Y'all sitting around here quoting Harriet Tubman. I wish I could have freed if only through the what they say? If only more of them knew I could have. The devil is a lie. It's 2022. If you don't know you want to be free, to keep your ass where you at. We honking the horns around here. We knocking one time. I'm the rapture. It's gonna blow one time. You didn't hear Grandma say it's gonna blow twice, did you? She said you're gonna hear that horn one time. So you need to be moving with that sense of urgency. And if they don't want to go with you, you go by yourself. Be the new generation of Joshua. That's not your age, but it is the mindset of the new generation of Joshua. Moses talked to those who were slaves for 40 years, begging slaves, after they already seen the miracle of what it meant to be free. You better have some Joshua mindset that say, I'm going on over without you. Shout out to Martin Luther King that said, I may not get there with you, but guess what? I'm going though. I wish I would do this work and think I ain't going. I'm going. You're going to get left. I ain't waiting on you to go to the club or nothing else. I'm hungry up, girl. You ready or not? That's the mindset that you guys have to have. A sense of urgency of moving forward no matter what. In policy and in politics. Now, if you want to be Moses and miss the promised land because you begging people, then you're going to miss this train. And today, we came together to let people know the train is moving. You either with us or against us, but the train is moving. You either on the train or you under the train, because we're going to run you over. You either with us or you against us. Shout out to my sister Jay. Shout out to Tariq. I want to be clear. I know he always says he's not a leader, but I do want to be clear and say that he is a visionary. Give a round of applause for Tariq. He's a visionary. He saw y'all in this crowd when others couldn't see it, including me, because I was nervous, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know if y'all was gonna show up.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah, I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened here. Give me a quick second because I'm trying to search other people who's streaming it, but for some reason it's not loading. So I'm thinking it's OBS. What you say? So give me 1 second, y'all. And shit, hit the Cash App, man. The Pan African Report, man. Help me out, man. YouTube don't give me no money no more. So, and subscribe to Real News Street Views. That's my new YouTube that I'm gonna end up moving to because they demonetized the Pan African Report. I'm still gonna be on there, but yeah, they fucked your boy over. So, do that for me, man. Do me that solid if y'all can. Be right back.
Protest, the Koreans come down here and protest, the Vietnamese, the Japanese, everybody comes down here and protest. Thousands. I've been working down here for 15 years. This is just another one. So I came down here on Saturday. Support the channel, like, share. You know, hope you guys enjoyed it. I did my part as a Pan African. Don't say I don't come out here and support. It ain't about their life. I came out here, all right. So that's all I got to say for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please go find them. There's plenty of other people out here streaming it live. You can watch the rest. I'm sure there's a few more people that need to talk, but I'm about to get the hell up out of here. Okay, so that's all I got to say for now, guys. This Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. What's going on, bro?
Fellow Californians, I need to warn you about Proposition 30, one company's cynical scheme to grab a huge taxpayer-funded subsidy. Don't be fooled. Prop 30 is being advertised as a climate initiative, but in reality, it was devised by a single corporation to funnel state income taxes to benefit their company. Put simply, Prop 30 is a Trojan horse that puts corporate welfare above the fiscal welfare of our entire state. Vote no on Prop 30.
This incredible device removes 50 times more earwax than cotton swabs and lasts a lifetime. The internet is already calling it the #1 life hack of 2022. Its patented spiraling design gently collects and removes the earwax instead of jamming it deeper like standard cotton
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Some more brothers in the building.
I thought they had something
guys. Yeah, we got the Hebrew Israelites getting it in. Yeah, that's why he showed up. I got right. He didn't want to come close. You're right. You're right. You see it? Right? They got the vans going. They got the mega horns going, guys. Shout out to the people coming in the building. Right? We got some flyers going as well. Thank you very much. Right? We got the platforms. You see the sign. Right? Cut the check. Cut the check.
Cut the check. I'm
right,
gonna bring
let's go check out our brothers,
out.
the Hebrew Israelite brothers, real quick before we get out of here. Right? Look at him. You see this right here? See right here? This is the Democrats' agenda. Reparations, what? For LGBT genocide.
You still
see
can't
this? This is the Democrats. Right? All this pronoun stuff. You can't even call a man, or a woman, or a child, a boy, or a girl, right? They got to be called pronouns now. They got the power to change their gender now. Make that make sense, right? This is the sickness of this country, of this city, of this district, of DC, right? I mean, what else to talk
Finance our slave trade. Don't want to hear that. I'm asking the question. I want us to really think about it. When have they ever done anything to help black people for free? And then they told us, take one shot, we done. How many shots they on there? They on 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shots. But is our community any more healthy now than it was before? If it's good for us, then why would you tell me if I don't take it, you will take my job from me? Who uses that kind of tyranny to give you something good? If you don't take this poison, then you can't eat and feed your family. We are under real assault. And the worst part of the assault is that we got so-called leaders. You won't hear one of them. They all got the same information we got. Not one of them will stand before you publicly and tell you, I don't care what none of them say. This is harmful. They knew it was harmful when they made it to be harmful. Gain of function research, they paid for the murder of the American people, of which every one of us out here right now is one. How many people? Tell the truth. You can relate to what I'm saying because somebody in your family or a friend has died after taking the jab. Raise your hand high so we can see. Look around you. You know somebody who took it and they're not here no more. How many of you have taken it and had a negative response after you took it? Most of y'all smart. That's why y'all listen. This is the danger though. You're listening because you already know. But all the other people that's not listening, that's the ones that are dying. So the truth of it is, when you're in war, and this is a war, ain't nobody coming. What you're looking at is the army. It's a war though. It's mine. Who's brave enough to think that they created an international injection to kill everybody?
John!
And everybody, I'm gonna say it again. The Jew created a jail. The Jew created a jail. Not to kill black people or white people or Asians or to kill everybody.